Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. You are welcome to day 4 of Life Upgrade 3.0. And to be sure if you can hear me, and to be sure if you can see me, you are welcome to the fourth day of Life Upgrade. And today we'll be having amazing Joan Ologundudu. She's here to impact us with knowledge and here to teach us how we can build purposeful relationships. She's ready to like impact us with knowledge, and I'm sure you are ready too. So if you can hear me, if you can see me, just let me know in the comment section before I introduce her. So Brimsola is saying I can't see or hear anything. All right, just let me know again if you can hear me now or see me now, okay? I want to be sure if you can see me or hear me now. So good evening, everybody. Please share this link with someone, share it on Top Club, on the group, so that everybody can be informed and join. Tonight is going to be awesome. You're going to be learning how you can build relationship. And something about relationship is that it determines many things about your life. I once had someone say that the quality of your life is in the quality of your relationship. Okay, so if you want to really live your life to the fullest, you can't do life alone. All right, you need people. We are not built for isolation. We are built for like association, community. Can't see you, sir, but I can hear you. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Can't see you, sir, but I can hear you. So I'm trying to know what's wrong. Let me confirm again if you can see me now. If you can see me now. Okay, great, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And please, can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? John, can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Let me be sure before, so we'll not be talking and nobody's really seeing or hearing anything. Let me see if you can hear me clearly too. All right. So again, thank you everyone for joining tonight. And tonight, like I said earlier, our speaker is ready and she's ready to impact us on how we can build our relationship. And I read a book one time, okay, and a quote actually. And in the quote, it was said that two things determines the direction of your life: the books you read and the friends you keep. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. So the book you read and the friends you keep. So relationship is an important part of our life, all right? And this evening, tonight, Mrs. Joan Ologundudu will be telling us how we can build purposeful relationship. Not just any relationship, purposeful ones, because those are the type of relationship we need to advance in destiny. So very quickly, I'm going to read our profile, okay? And then once I read our profile, she will come up and she will impact us with knowledge. All right. So Joan Ologundudu is a behavioral scientist who helps people across borders to gain the right perspective and lead a purpose-driven life. Joan is the founder and director of Lifesaver Intervention Initiative. She's a leadership coach who has certified young adults across Africa with over 4,500 reach across 5 states in Nigeria. That's amazing. Kogi, Plateau, Oyo, Lagos, and Ogun State. As a certified marriage coach, she is the lead coach at Christian Dating Community, an online singles community for Christians. Here she coaches and counsels people on relationship intelligence. It's a platform for singles from different countries in the world to interact with each other. She's also called the perspective engineer. That is the first time I'm hearing that, and that's really amazing. It's unique. I've never had that before. Okay, although I get the concept, but so unique, and she's here to impact us. So I'm welcoming her now. So please, round of the applause as you are hearing. Okay, give her a standing ovation, clap, swing, anything you have to do. Okay, just celebrate Mrs. Joan as she take us on tonight's session. Good evening, ma. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, I can hear you. Can you
Good
hear me
evening. We are
too?
glad to have you here. Thank you very much for coming on board and honoring our invitation. We don't take this for granted. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you for having me too.
Great, great. So we'll be learning about building purposeful relationship, and we are ready to learn from you. So you can just go ahead and just share from and your voice is a bit lower. So I don't know if there's something you can do to just
Okay, maybe I should just hold my mic like
okay.
this. Is it
All
better
right.
now?
Yeah, it's better now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I want to apologize for coming a bit late. Today has actually been a really long day. It's not in my habit to do that. Thank you so much. And I want to say to all of you on this call this evening that you're privileged. You see, I remember when I was in secondary school, that should be like 15 or more years ago. I used to wish I had like a big auntie or just a big somebody that I can just talk to, ask questions, when you have a crush on a guy or you're dealing with self-esteem, maybe in your class, there are some set of girls or guys that they're like, oh, these are the pretty ones, these are the beautiful ones, the ones with the longest hair, fine nails and all. So I just wish there was someone I could speak with, but it's great to actually see people like Mr. Mordecai doing stuff like this. So you have someone you can talk to. Even some things you may not even be able to tell your parents, or maybe your parents may not understand. You have somebody that might be able to relate more with what you're going through. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Mordecai. Thank you for this initiative. Thank you for everything you're doing. So we're going to be talking about relationship. And like you rightly said, when people hear about relationship, a lot of people think that relationship just has to do with, having a boyfriend or having a girlfriend, but it goes beyond that. If you are a child, you have a relationship with your father and you have a relationship with your mother. So what is happening between you and your mother is also called a relationship. So if you have a father, whatever exists between a father and a child is also called a relationship. If you have siblings, whatever exists between you and your siblings is a relationship. And for those of you that knows Mr. Mordecai, you also have a relationship with Mr. Mordecai. So relationship can be across borders, it can be horizontal and it can be vertical. Okay, let me explain that. So horizontal, this is horizontal, right? This is horizontal. So meaning that horizontal simply means the relationship you have with your peers, people within your circle, so like your age mates, your classmates, your colleague, your neighbors, people within your age range, just people that you're within the same demographic, you have the same demographic characteristics basically. Then when we talk about vertical relationship, it has to do with those that are above you, those that have gone ahead of you. So for example, your relationship with a mentor, with your parents, with your older siblings, with your pastor, with your teacher, those are vertical relationships. But that is not my message this evening. What I want to talk to you about is called Dimasun. Okay. um I don't know if everyone is a Lagosian, but if you're a Lagosian, you should know what Dimasun is. Dimasun is a popular Yoruba slang meaning that wake up, don't sleep. Wake up, don't sleep. Thank you, Sandra. Sorry, hope you guys can hear me, please. Can you let me know in the comment section? Hope you can hear me. I hope I've not been speaking with myself.
Okay, we can hear you, but if it can be louder a bit, but we can hear you.
Okay. If they can't hear me, so I have to remove the device. What about now?
So it seems it's a bit better. It's a bit better. We can hear you actually, but not too clearly, but we can still hear you.
Okay. I'm trying to open my notes, but it's not opening. If I leave StreamYard, will I be disconnected?
Uh, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, I'll try
Maybe
to
you
use.
can try leave. Okay.
Okay, I'll try to use. Wait, just give me a minute. Babe, please can you make connect to Wi-Fi on this phone? Your own internet. Okay. So I said I was going to be talking on something I call Dimasun. Dimasun, meaning wake up, don't sleep. And I'm going to be using the acronym for all of that. And the first letter is letter G. Letter G, which is on your growth network. G stands for growth. So remember I told you about relationship. Relationship goes beyond maybe having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It has to do with whatever sort of or kind of interaction you have to do with people, be it horizontal or vertical. And I explained that earlier. So in choosing relationships, one of the things you need to consider is to actually look for people or make yourself available to people who can help you grow. Now, as a teenager, you have so much years ahead of you. This is the time to actually do great and amazing things. I'm 30. I was 30 in August. But then, I when I go on social media, I see some young people who are 22 years old getting awards and recognition for amazing things that they were doing. Now, mind you, when I was in um okay 2013 200 level, no, that should be 300 level. I was also doing some stuffs as well, but I did not have a community of growth minded people or growth oriented people, and so that affected me. So even though I was doing great things, I was not seen. So, and then perhaps maybe if I also had the right community, I would have even gone beyond what I was doing as at that time. Now I go on social media and I'm seeing 22-year-old, gaining award, gaining recognition, traveling out of the country. They are doing amazing things. Let me tell you what happened to them. Let me tell you the difference between those people at 22 who are getting those awards and recognition and the one that are not. The difference is that those people were surrounded by people and communities that help them to grow. They had exposure. And this brings me back to one of my friends. His name is Nicholas Alifa. Nicholas is a Tony Elumelu Foundation. He has received he won it, that grant. He won it. He started his business. He's currently out of the country. I think he's even done. He's a Commonwealth scholar. As a young guy, he has been doing so many things. He has won lots of scholarship. He has gained access to so many things. And when I look back at it, when he was in school, he was in the Faculty of Agriculture, and that faculty happened to have Christian lecturers. I mean, they had good lecturers. It was not like other faculties where the lecturers are frustrating you and they don't want you to pass. But they had believers, and so he had this particular lecturer who was like a mentor. So that one had like a mentorship group. So he used to share scholarship opportunities, funding opportunities throughout my university days. I barely had anyone who discussed scholarship or funding opportunities with me. It was not even part of the things we discussed. Of course, I was not living my life anyhow, no. But then I also did not have friends or people that were growth oriented or people that are thinking forward. My husband too. I mean, as a teenager, he started coding. Started a blog that is still thriving till now. Still has views across different countries of the world, even though he's not even actively pushing out content on it. The blog is still growing because the content he shared are relevant. He was a teenager. Now he had an advantage. He had access to certain information that helped him to do the right thing, and that has given him some sort of leverage that has helped him to be where he is now. He's a Bill Gates goalkeeper. He's a goalkeeper fellow. He has traveled around the world. He has been to Dubai. He has done so many things. He's achieving scholar and all. Now, these things are happening for them because they are surrounded by the right people. So I want to ask you a question. And I really wish that those of us that are on this call, you actually have a pen and, maybe a hardcover. I have a community called the 7D Smart Plug. And one of the things I tell members of our community is to have an hardcover note. And we call it our goals book. And so sometimes we also do some self-reflection, self-evaluation, and we write it down. So if peradventure you can find yourself a notepad or an hardcover note around you, if you can find something like that, just write it down. Your current friends, are they growth oriented? Are your current friends helping you to grow better, or they are just maintaining the status quo? Do you have friends who are challenging you to be better? So the kind of friends you have, are they only coming to just about football, the latest movie, the latest clothes, wig, how to do makeup? And now there's nothing wrong with all of those things. There is nothing wrong with those things. But do you have friends who also ginger you, in quotes, who inspire and motivate you in other ways, who challenge you toward greatness? I want you to ask yourself, write it down. After this session, you might want to go back and go and reflect on it. So because This is going to be very, very pivotal in how your next 5, 10, 15, 20 years will be if you actually have people around you that are stimulating you towards growth. Very, very important. I'm sorry, I'm trying to connect to my note. This is the second time I'm making this mistake. So my Google Drive is signed in on my other phone, but I don't know why the note is not showing. Please, can you help me? Okay. Please, can you allow me just go out and be back? Let me get my notes, please.
All right, all right. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So can you hear me? Can you hear me? So let me know if you have been getting value so far from what Ms. Joan have said so far. Let me know if you are gaining value, if you are getting something already. All right. And let me know what you are learning already. She has said a few things. Okay, while we wait for her to get something, let me know if you are learning something, if you are getting something from this session so far. Okay. I'm following great. Samuel, I'm following. She has mentioned some the quality of your growth is based on your community, all right, the people you surround yourself with, okay, and that's why building relationship is very important. The people you surround yourself with, all right. I remember a quote that talked about that if you are surrounded by five fools, if you have five fools as friends, they are not five, they are actually six. You are the sixth fool. Okay, and that talks about the importance of building relationship, right? So you said, can someone please type out what she has said before we join? Dumisola is saying something. All right, I think the replay will be available, so you can still watch the replay. Okay, Dumisola, blessing. All right, the replay will be available. You can still watch the replay. I don't think type out. So, but if you can share something, if you gain something so far, you can share something. All right, welcome back, man.
Thank you. Apologies for that. Okay, so we've talked about G. Remember, I'm talking about Jimasun, which is spelled Gimasun. So we've spoken about G, which is growth systems. Number two is inspect your company. So it's important that as time goes on, you're inspecting your company, because sometimes three friends might set out and they are really doing well, and a time might come where you are all not going in the same direction. So I remember a very interesting story my husband used to share. I don't want to mention him because he's a very popular person. The three of them started blogging together, but the other ones wanted to start blogging, and their blogging was more about gossip and just a lot of things that were not vibing with his own values. And at that time, you could not, I mean, the three of them could not stay friends because their value system was now different. The other friends want to be blogging about other things because, of course, those ones were attracting more crowd, and people like gossip and some kind of gist. But for my husband, as at that time, those things were not for him, and even till now, those things are not um that is not, it does not correlate with what you like to be associated with. So the three of them, even though they started out together, they are no longer friends or doing anything together, because at some point their values changed. So you who is listening to me right now, you also need to find time to inspect your company. So the three of you, or the four of you, or five of you, even two of you may have gone to the same secondary school, but let's say you now gained admission into the university, and this one wants to be attending party, this one wants to be bribing lecturers, or doing things that are unethical, things that do not align with the values you've been taught at home, or even the values that this community you are on is teaching you. And then you see that this your friend wants to be imbibing wrong things. That is a time to actually inspect that relationship. You need to ask yourself, do I continue with this person, or do I pause on it? Mind you, I'm not saying you should hate anyone. No, you don't have to hate anyone. We all have a responsibility as God's children to love all men. However, There was no place in the Bible where the Bible says we should be friends with all men. So you can love people from afar. When you find out that the influence of a person on your life is becoming more detrimental than it is beneficial, it's okay to love them from afar. Because if you want to be a different person, if you continue to surround yourself with the wrong people, they will pull you back. And I remember I usually share this when I do my public speaking. I mean, there was this particular guy, was a good guy, really, really good guy. But then his roommates were cultists. But he was not going to join them. He doesn't join them to do any bad thing. Doesn't nothing. But the people he was rolling with were cultists. And so those cultists got into trouble. I mean, they got into trouble. The school was looking for them, blah blah blah. As per cultists now, they ran away. They know how to escape and all. But the innocent guy, he was not even involved in anything, so he didn't even know what was happening. They picked him up, and despite the fact that he kept saying, I'm innocent, people, I mean, nobody listened to him, because everybody could tell that you've been working with these people. You cannot tell me you are innocent, because we always see you around this set of people. How can you tell me you are not with them? So can you see how working with the wrong set of people can actually impact a person negatively? So you know that a person is a prostitute, and you are always around this person every day. You go to classes together, you come back to your hostel together, you go to the market together, you do things together. Soon enough, people will also think you are a prostitute. So if you find out that the person is no longer living their life in a way that aligns with the values you want to be associated with, you need to inspect that relationship. Remember, I said you should love all men, you should love everybody, but you don't have to be friends with everyone. I remember something my pastor used to say. He used to say that destiny is not emotional. Destiny is not emotional, meaning that when the time comes for you to actually say, this relationship has to end, this friendship has to end, this paddy me, paddy you, if you find out that this person is influencing you wrongly, this is the person that is introducing you to wrong videos, wrong social media, wrong channels, this is the person that will come and send you video where they are saying dirty things, or videos where they are showing nudity or stuff. That is a sign. That kind of a friend, you should cut off yourself from that friend. Or the friend is inviting you to a party and telling that, oh, there's nothing wrong in smoking, there's nothing wrong in drinking, there's nothing wrong in watching porn. That is a red flag. You need to inspect that relationship and flee. You need to inspect that relationship. So it is possible for you and the person to start out well, but over time, if you find out that this person's value system is drifting away from where you see yourself in the next future, they don't have future mission, they are not reading. When it is time to read, they are the ones that want to make you watch a movie or make you go and play or go and be sinful. No. When you know where you are going, you will cut off some people. So inspect your company and do it frequently. Always ask yourself, now, Shola is my friend. Is Shola an addition or a subtraction? Is Shola a multiplier or is Shola causing division? So you need to ask yourself. And mind you, as you're asking these questions about other people, it's important that you also ask yourself, the friends in your own life, are you an addition to them? The friends in your life, are you a multiplier in their life, or you are the one always taking, or you are the one causing trouble or dividing things in their lives? So if you want to attract good and quality friends, you also have to be a good and quality friend, because the same way you don't want to have a subtractor or a divider as a friend, there are wise people too that also want an addition and a multiplier. If they also see or smell that you are also a deductor or you divide things in their life, they will also flee. So the same way you're looking for good friends, you have to make sure that you are a good friend. You are worthy of a good friend as well. Because I've seen people want to have great friends, but they themselves, they are not investing in themselves. You want to have a good friend, but you yourself, you are not good. Mind you, nobody is perfect. No one is perfect, but we can continue to walk and grow in perfection. Even though we are not perfect, the version of you in 2022 should not be the same version of you in 2023. So if in 2022 you had struggles with a particular area of your life, if in 2022 you are struggling with a particular aspect of your life, in 2023 you should have improved on it. You should not be struggling more You should be struggling less now. So even though you are not there 100%, at least you know that, okay, I've taken some steps and I'm better. Because of time, I'll move to the next point. Jimasun. Jimasun. We've spoken about GI. Now we're moving to M, which is mentorship. Mentorship. Mentorship is so important. And let me tell you one of the reasons why mentorship is important. We cannot exhaust it, but I will refer us to a book by Dr. Mike Murdoch. It is called 7 Keys to 1,000 Times More. I'll say that again. The book is titled 7 Keys to 1,000 Times More. He spoke about mentorship. You see, when you have mentors, it helps you to avoid mistakes. Just like I read in this same Dr. Mike Murdoch's book, he said, every time you are buying a book, you're actually buying the person's experience compressed. Imagine a person that is 50 years old writing a book, and then you're just buying it for maybe 2,000 or 5,000. You've read the lessons they've learned for those 50 years in that simple book in a few hours. You didn't have to pass through all the tests and trials or challenges they had to face. All you just needed to do was to pay for it, sit down and spend a few hours, and you are done. So you can be mentored by reading books, you can be mentored by reading messages, and you can be mentored one-on-one. So if you find the person that looks like where you are going to, or you find the person that looks like someone that can instruct your life, someone that is carrying the wisdom that you need for your life, you can approach them and tell them, I want to be your protege. And when you say you want the person to be your mentor, you have to be the one to go after them. They cannot be the one coming after you. You have to be the one checking on them. They're not the one that will be checking on you, because you are the one that needs something from them, not the other way around. Because a lot of people have mixed mentorship. Your mentor is not your friend. Go after them. They are not the ones that will come after you. So if you say you want the person to be your mentor, if they have books, get their books. If they have programs, attend their programs. If they're on YouTube, follow them. If they're on Instagram or social media, follow them. You have to be on them, because that is how you learn some of those things. Because a lot of people at the top are very busy. For example, today was my graduation, then I had another live event, then I'm here again. So I have a very busy schedule, and my own is not even as busy as some other persons. So when you say you have a mentor, their time is very precious. So when you do have that time, you have to make the most of it. But it's important to find a mentor. Find a mentor, and there are several ways you can be mentored. You can be mentored one-on-one, which is the best, but you can also be mentored by books. You can be mentored by listening to audios, podcasts, messages, and all. There are many people that I don't even know one-on-one who are my mentors in quotes. They are role models. But it's also important to have a one-on-one mentor, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can ask questions, because there are times you might even listen to messages, read books and all, and they don't even answer the questions you have in your heart. So that is where having a one-on-one mentor comes in. Somebody you can actually ask a question. So don't say TD Jakes is your mentor. You may be able to read TD Jakes' book, but can you access TD? Can you ask him a question and he will answer you? So a mentor should be accessible. So unless you say, okay, you are being mentored by their books, you have to be specific that, oh, you are being mentored by their resources and materials. But a physical mentor has to be somebody you're accessible to, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can ask questions, you can see physically or communicate with, you know, either on your mobile device or whatever. But the point is, this is the person you can talk to and they can talk back to you. That is very, very important. My pastor used to say something. He used to say that make sure that your ignorance is not costing you more. Make sure your ignorance is not costing you more. So if you need to reduce the amount of money you spend on food, on data, to actually get some things, to pay and join some communities, to buy books, to even do a one-on-one consultation with people, please do that. Please do that. If you have to pay to go for their conferences, to go for their events, please do. Because at the end of the day, you'll be grateful you did. all the people that are really doing great things and have some sort of leverage in their life leverage mentorship. They leverage mentorship. A classical example is somebody like Messi Chinwo. She's really doing amazing. I mean, she's doing amazingly well. But she has mentors, and we see her and her mentors together. I can't remember her name again. She's an Igbo woman. She sings as well. She has mentors. So if I were to ask you now, so that art cover I asked you to get the other time, write on it. Who is my mentor? Do I have someone I can talk to? I can ask questions. Is there somebody in my life that I'm accountable to? Ask yourself, who is my mentor? Ask yourself, what books are mentoring me? Whose materials or resources am I being mentored by? Who is mentoring me? Apart from the people I'm also accessible to physically. So I've spoken about different types of mentorship. I've spoken about the one that is physical, somebody you can ask questions, somebody you can talk to and they can talk back to you. And I'm also talking about mentorship based on the resources that people have. So for example, there are people that you may not be able to have access to. I mean, you don't have access to TD Jakes or Sarah Jakes or Stephen Furtick, they are not even in Nigeria. But people like that, you can get their books, you can listen to their messages, you can follow their podcast, and also you can be mentored in those ways. So because of time, I'll move on to the next point. Jima Sun. Jima Sun. The next point is A. Associates. Associates. I spoke a little about it in my last point. It's very, very important to join communities. And I want to congratulate you for being on this community, because I'm sure that all the other speakers have done great justice to the topics they've been giving. And you're here listening to me today, and it will continue again tomorrow. And I'm sure that stuff like this has been ongoing and it will keep going on. So thank you for being a part of this community. Please find communities that align with your values. Find communities that will help you to refine your goals, your assignments. It will engineer your perspective. Yes, engineering perspective is actually my I coined it. I didn't see it anywhere. I didn't read it anywhere. It's actually an original word. I mean, an original coinage from me and by me. Okay, let's get back to our talk. So it's important to join communities. So don't do life alone. You know what communities do for you? It helps you to see from other perspectives. It helps you to gain exposure. And I'll give a very practical example. On that same community, the 7 This Smart Plug I spoke about, one of our members, she's outside, I think she's in UK, I can't remember, but she's not in Nigeria, though she's in Nigerian. And one of the things we do is we are accountable to each other. We come and talk about our goals, what we want to do for the week, the challenges we face, and all. And she was sharing a particular challenge about how she has been posting on Instagram, but she wants to post more on YouTube, but she has not been able to do that as she wants to. And I was like, oh, you can actually convert what you share on Instagram to YouTube Shorts. She was like, oh, that's so true. That's so true. So she was not even thinking of it, but the fact that she was in that community and she was able to share that challenge, she was also able to get an answer from a fellow community member. So if you are doing life alone, if you are just doing things by yourself, you'll be missing out. You miss out. Imagine if she was not on my community. She would have stayed with herself and she'd be frustrated that I've not been able to achieve my goals with sharing content on YouTube, and it would have gone on for much longer than it did. That's just a very, very minor example of the benefit of being in a community. Being in a community helps you to access opportunities, scholarships, information. I remember my very first SDG award. I saw it because I got a contact from a community and it was on that person's status. I saw the opportunity, I applied for it, and I got the award. And there are many, 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 many things that time will not allow me mention this evening. So please join communities. Some of them are free, some of them are paid for. Search for them. There are plenty on Instagram, there are plenty on Google. I have plenty communities. This means that you're talking to. I have up to like 6 or 7 different communities. I have for my non-profit, I have for productivity, I have for relationship, I have different communities. And one of my goals for next year, this new year we're entering, is to even join more communities. So please, one of the things you can do to actually improve the quality of your relationship is to join communities. For the sake of time, I'll move on. Be set apart, be sanctified. See, there is nothing wrong in being different. You don't have to be like everybody. You don't have to follow trend. Just because something is trending does not mean it is right. I'm on S now, Jima soon. I was talking on GIMA. I'm on S now, which is to be set apart and to be sanctified. See, those who want to go far, don't do what everybody is doing. If you want to have an extraordinary life, then you must do extraordinary things. You must be different. So you have to be set apart. Everybody is dressing now and they are exposing their body. Don't do that just because it is trending, or even some of the people you even look up to, even if they do it. You know what is right, don't do it. Remember that even some of the people you look up to, they are so human, so they can make mistakes. Nobody is void of mistakes, including me. Everybody is also growing because nobody is perfect. So when you know what is right that you should do, when you know this is the right thing to do, don't say you will stop doing it because every other person is doing it. For example, as a teenager, you don't need to be in a relationship now. Are you ready to get married? No. You are still, your parents are most likely still giving you pocket money. They are still the ones paying your school fees. And if you understand what marriage means, you know that you don't need a relationship in terms of love relationship. You don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend as a teenager. Yes, you can quote me anywhere. Now it's trending. You watch movies too, it's all about lovey dovey, secondary school, they already you are putting yourself out to a lot of things that can put you in trouble. Temptation is higher, it just puts you in a very tight corner. Why do you think we have a lot of single mothers now? You see young girls, young boys, they're already parents because they started doing the wrong thing. So this is not the time to start being boyfriend or girlfriend. Make friends, have male friends, have female friends, have friends, but not a love or romantic relationship. I'll move on to the next one, which is you, Jimasun. I've spoken on GIMAS, so I'm going to speak on you, and that is be unshaken. It's similar to being set apart. Be unshaken. There'll be times that people might even come up to you and face you and tell you your own is too much. Don't answer them. Don't answer. You know where you are going. And if you know where you are going, you know that you cannot do what everybody else is doing. If you are doing what everybody else is doing, then you will have the same result that everybody is having. But if you want to have a different result from what every other person is having, then you must be willing to do what others are not willing to do. So be unshaken with your right values. They tell you, your own is too much. Everything church, every day na church. Now you keep Jesus. Don't answer them. Don't answer. Be unshaken with your resolve. Or they tell you bookworm, bookie, you like reading too much. Don't answer them. Do the right things. Do the right things. This one does not even, sabi, you don't know wetin dey happen. You don't answer them, or you don't know the latest one. You know that Davido did this. What's my business? Have you finished learning about gospel artists? Have you even finished learning about the characters in the Bible? What's my business with Davido and Whiskey? What's my business with them? What's my business? I don't care. I've not finished knowing all the gospel artists in the world. I've not even finished studying the Bible characters. So why do I have to be checking the news about all those people? So you need to be unshaken. You need to have a very strong resolve. So you've been going to church, you've been hearing from God, you are in a community like this, you've been learning so much. Please be unshaken, because when you go out, those things will be tested. Because trust me, there are many people who do not share what you currently share. There are many people who do not believe in the right things. They want to live anyhow. They want to enjoy life in quotes, but they don't know they are wasting their life. I know of somebody, I hope to bring him on Instagram live very soon, who was introduced into, taking cocaine. The first time they introduced it to him was when he was in school. He was able to resist it. But then he traveled out of Nigeria for his master's degree, and they introduced it to him again. And before he knew it, he joined them. And he became somebody that was so addicted, he lost everything, he got indebted, sold his car, sold the house his parents rented. It is a very, I plan to bring him on my platform on Instagram very soon. Very, very, and it's a life story, a true life story. It's the man himself that is sharing it. What if he was unshaken? What if he decided that, no, I'm not going to smoke this thing? And then what if he decides to even move out of that house and not stay with those guys? Because sometimes you need to take very radical decisions. If it means moving out of that room, if it means moving to another lodge, do whatever it takes to protect yourself, to ensure that you're unshaken. Or you know that anytime you pass a particular street, there's this guy that is always, looking at you in a seductive way or in a lustful way. He's always saying dirty things to you. You need to look for a way to avoid him, to stay away from him, or even involve your parents or elder siblings so that they can warn him. So you need to do whatever you need to do to stay unshaken, because there are many things that will try to shake you. There are many temptations that will come your way. There are many friends that will come and give you bad advice. There are many wrong offers that will come. You didn't pass your exam. Somebody will tell you, that lecturer, if you can sleep with him, you go pass. Or they'll tell you, if you can give them this amount of money, you pass. Stuff like that. Or let's carry chocolate. Exam malpractice. Stuff like that. Or even, cocaine. Come and smoke weed. You need to take a stand and be unshaken. And the last point on Jimasun is nurturing by intentionality. You have to be intentional about what you expose yourself to. So what kind of movies do you watch? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of books do you read? Who do you follow on social media? Many of us follow people. Oh my God. Stop wasting your data. Do you know there are lots of people that share things that can move you forward and take you 10 steps ahead of your mates on this same social media? But many people would rather follow people that are just sharing funny skits or doing things that does not have any value, no intellectual, spiritual value. It's just play, jokes. Are those the kind of people you follow? Mind you, it's okay to watch comedies, but should 90% of the people you follow be comedy people? Why can't you follow seasoned people? People that can impact your life intellectually, financially, health-wise, spiritually. So who do you follow on social media? Who? There are some persons that are on your WhatsApp status that you need to mute their status because you know that it's rubbish they always post on their WhatsApp status. These are part of the ways you need to be intentional. So who do you follow? What books do you read? What movies are you watching? I'm a sociologist, and there's something called the law of socialization. Whatever you keep exposing yourself to, over time, you become like it. For example, if you watch horror films a lot, very soon you become numb to human feelings. You begin to lose your humanity. That compassion, it begins to die down because you keep watching people slicing people's head, blood spilling up and down and all. Those things are working certain things in you subconsciously. You may not see it, but it is happening. It is happening. So what movies are you watching? Some of us need to stop you need to make a resolve that no, I need to stop these things. Are you intentional about it's not every series, it's not every interesting thing that comes out that you should watch. Game of Thrones. I could not watch it because it's a very explicit series, very dirty. Some of you've watched everything. You have to be intentional about what you allow your eyes to see and what you allow your ears to hear. Everything is not meant for your eyes and everything is not meant for your ears. There are some people that you should go and unfollow now because you know that anytime you go on their page, the things you see on their page is either feeding your lust, feeding your pride, feeling feeling the wrong things. Go and follow people that will inspire your leadership skills, inspire your emotional intelligence, inspire your soft skill, help you to land a great job, help your financial literacy. Just look for people that can help you. It's so unfortunate that the people that have the largest following, they are not really sharing anything substantial. Unfortunately, so many Gen Z, the younger generation, they are in that trap. So who are you following? Whose books are you reading? What movies are you watching? These are questions you need to ask yourself. And I want to give all of us an assignment to sit down with your life and review yourself. Because I tell you, if you want to be a great person, if you want to be the head and not the tail, if you want to impact lives and destinies, you have to be different. You have to be set apart. You have to create growth systems. You have to inspect your company. You need to have a mentor. You need to have the right association, the right communities. You need to be unshaken, and you need to be nurtured intentionally. God bless you all. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know if there's room for question, but I know that my time is up. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. See, if you are getting value like I'm getting value here, just give Miss Joan a round of applause. Just let me put the fire emoji in the comment section, okay? Like I was writing here, see, I was writing my own notes here because I'm getting a lot from what she has said, okay? I was getting a lot. So please, if you are here, just give Miss Joan a round of applause. If you've gained something tonight, if you've gotten value tonight, okay, great, great. If you've gotten value tonight, let me give her a round of applause. This is great. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. And I love the acronym GMASUN. GMASUN. You people don't forget, you forget anything. Don't forget
Dimasu.
exactly. So she said G stands for growth system. If you have questions, please drop in the comment section, okay? Drop in the comment section. So G stands for growth system. I stands for inspect your relationships. M stands for mentorship. A stands for associates. S stands for set apart. U for unshaking, be unshaken. And N stands for nurturing by intentionality. And one thing that stood out for me from this last thing she said was that who do you follow online? Who do you follow? Okay, who do you follow? Who are you following? Some of us spend time following people that have no direction and we are being influenced by what they do and what they say. Okay, so please, it's important. And let me ask from that, what you said last, let me just ask a question, ma. So, how should it's about building relationship online? Me, I know most of the speakers here, I knew them online. Like, I've not seen, okay, I've only met one person. The other speakers, okay, the other I've not I met them online. Some of them have built relationship with them, and few maybe two that I met recently, you and someone else. So, and that's how I have with other friends. Some of our volunteers, I met them online, and we are doing fantastic things together for the past 2 years, some people 3 years. So, how can young people build relationship online? Because now online is the new normal. Like
Yeah.
soon we'll not have the benefit of physical interaction, but now online you can take advantage. But many people are not taking advantage of the online space. So how can young people take advantage of the online space to build purposeful relationship?
Mhm. So I think the first thing is check people's feed. So
Hmm.
when you go to a person's page, check people's feed. Then there's something I do. When I see a person that I love their value system, I love the things they do. I also check who they follow.
Hmm.
So most of the people I follow now, it was from somebody else following. I saw them and followed them. So because you need to go beyond your immediate circle. Like if you stay within the same set of people, you keep recycling the same thing. Why not go outside your circle and see other people that will challenge your mentality? So that's the thing. So check people's feed. Then when you see their feed, click the follow button, follow them. When they post things, engage it. Then when you see that they have programs, you can send a message that, oh please, I want to volunteer. I like to volunteer. So those are major ways. And like you rightly said, my non-profit, I have a lot of people. In fact, there's only one person, only one too, that I know physically from Ibadan. Every other volunteer, we've never met each other physically, and we've been working together. So that is a major way to connect people. So when you see somebody that has value for you like that, follow them, engage their content. If they also check your page and they see that okay, this person, they will follow back to eventually. Drop comments, and then when you see that they have programs, even if they are not calling for volunteers, tell them, hello ma, hello sir, please I would like to volunteer for this. You would attract attention. Don't go and start saying, oh hello ma, hello sir, and start asking for things. It's a very wrong way. One of the best ways to actually get people's attention is to offer something you can do, not by asking for something. So this is a major way. Major way. Yeah.
Great. This is great. This is great. You said check their field, check who they follow, engage with their post, and don't just go ahead and asking them for things. Okay, find ways to like But and that's being parasitic, trying to get.
Mm.
Okay, and I noticed that with many young people nowadays. Okay, and why I'm still waiting for questions, and thank you very much for that answer. Why I'm still waiting for other questions, I would like to ask that what is the right time? Many young people ask that question about dating, and it's true. I really agree with that. Not now is not the time to even start thinking of dating now because of the distractions that is
Mm.
involved and all the emotional attachment. So when is the right? That was what I used to ask me. When is the right time to go into relationship? Because some people I
Yeah.
know, I remember someone said maybe they're in 400 level in the university, but I discovered some people are in 400 level, but they are still about maybe 18. I've seen 18 years old, 19 years old in on 400 level.
Yeah.
So that thing is about is confused some young people. So
Mm.
what do you think? When do you think the right time to go into like emotional relationship that will lead to marriage, like dating for young people? When the right time, the right age, or let me say, you get.
First of all, let me tell you something. When you're in a relationship with a person, you become vulnerable with them. So they can hurt you. So now I don't know. Some of you, if you can remember, maybe somebody you were not close to, they did something that hurt you, and you're like, I beg, fash it. But if it is your best friend or somebody you really like, you know how it pained you. Or if it's your sibling, if your sibling offend you, it pains you more than if an outsider or some one random person. It will pain you more. So one of the reasons why we advise people not to go into relationships is because it can also affect your studies. Imagine that you have a test and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend you just quarrel. You can't concentrate. Most like you'll be able to concentrate. So I will advise you as long as you're in school, oh, just leave relationship alone. Yes, you may catch feelings. That one can happen because you're a human being, but set your feelings aside. That is part of what we talked about today. Jima soon. You have to be unshaken that okay, I may be feeling this way, but no, this is not the right time because you're also helping the other person too. And let me explain why. If you're in school, your parents are still taking care of you. They are the ones still paying your school fees. They are the ones sending you pocket money. This person you say you love, can you be financially responsible for them?
Hmm.
So these are the two reasons why I said that. But let me answer your question. When can you know, or when is the right time? Number one, when you already have a sense of direction. I've
Hmm.
seen people who got into a relationship where I mean they didn't know what they want to do, and then later on they now find out what they want to do. And the person they are now in a relationship with is like, no, I don't want to marry a person with this kind of a career. For example, a person that does not want to marry a doctor because they don't like how busy doctors can be. This person wants a spouse that will be fully available, someone that they can play, have fun, travel the world, go on vacations, and also a doctor is a no, 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 no. So imagine being in a relationship with the person and then you now tell the person that oh, I want to be a doctor, and the person is like, no, in my life, I don't. That's a serious heartbreak. You've committed your emotions, you've committed your time, you've imagined yourself that oh, this is the person, and then that comes up. So if you don't have a sense of direction, you are not ready for a relationship because the direction you are going will determine who can go with you. If I know I'm going to Lagos and I see a bus going to Abuja, which bus will I enter? The one going to Lagos because I already know that I'm going to Lagos. But if I'm not sure and I'm hearing Lagos, 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 Abuja, 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 Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt, I'll be confused. So the number one thing you need to know is if you don't have a sense of direction, you don't need a relationship yet because you don't even know where you are going. So how can you carry somebody with you? So
Hmm.
that's the number one thing. Then number two, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. Are you emotionally mature? Can you forgive? When a person hurts you, how long does it take you to forgive? Do they have to apologize for 20 years before you forgive? If you're like that, you will have serious problem in relationship and in marriage. Because when you eventually get married, the both of you will offend each other, no matter how much you love each other. Why? The both of you are not perfect. You are human. So you make mistakes. So if you are not emotionally matured, you will have serious issue. Like, is that death for a crash? Because of time, I'll move on. Financial stability. If you are not earning, sorry, don't go near it because you need money. Let me ring it. You need money, money, money. Is money used to rent house? If the wife get pregnant, how will they buy diaper? Do you know how much baby milk cost? Do you know what it means to even be able to feed and eat healthy proper meal? So
If these three things, then number four, which is actually the most important one, a solid relationship with God. Because you need to know how to hear God. Because sometimes your partner can be going through some things, and the Holy Spirit will reveal those things to you that, oh, you know, this person is going through this. Or the Holy Spirit can even help you not to react in certain ways, because the Holy Spirit knows what your partner is dealing with. So it's important. These four things are so important. I actually have a book called Strategic Positioning for Relationship. Now, what I can advise you to do is to begin to prepare for a relationship and prepare for your marriage. So start reading, start getting resources. A lot of people, you don't prepare for war in the day of war. There is
Hmm.
nothing wrong in reading marriage books, in get all the knowledge you can get now. You'll be thankful for it. So that is what you should invest your time doing now. Get all the knowledge. Then when you are now ready, you will know you are ready. So I have a book, Strategic Positioning for Marriage. You can get, I have a YouTube channel, I have lots of resources, and I'm not the only one. There are many people out there. So go look out for those resources. Now it's time to read, listen to podcasts, listen to messages, fill yourself with knowledge. When you get in that relationship, you'd have wisdom. Let me stop there.
Ha, wow, this is great. I love the how you share the point, like they just follow each other. This is awesome. This is awesome. So before you tell them how they can get your book and also how they can connect with you online, I would like to ask one last question, which is common with many young people too. Okay, and the question is about how do you break off wrong friendship? All right. Personally, I was a let me say I was a victim of this when I was in the university. My first
Mm,
100 level and 200 level, I moved with the wrong people, and it almost affected me until I became more aligned and quickly somehow break off. Okay, so how do you break off? And a lady, I remember a young girl messaging me that one guy has been disturbing her. He's not interested in a relationship with the guy, but the guy is a friend in class. So
mm,
the guy keep disturbing her and asking for more, and she's not ready, and she's getting tired already. So what advice can you give to such people? How can you break off relationship from people, and both for girl or for boy, often for boy, like both sex or opposite sex? How can you break up wrong relationship that's not leading you anywhere without? Some people are shy, all right? They
mm.
are deep, like introverts. They don't want to just throw people away. So how do you do it? How can they do it?
Number one is love yourself and have a vision of your future.
Mm,
Because when you understand how detrimental that relationship is to your destiny, you can't choose a friendship over your life. Imagine that story I just shared about that guy. He was an innocent guy, but those people were cultists. And because he continued to roll with them, even though he was not doing what they were doing, they ran away and they carried this guy. And he could not defend himself because everybody was saying, we know that you are friends with them. How can you tell us you are not doing what they are doing? Do you understand? So you need to first of all have a picture of your future. When you have a picture of your future and you respect yourself, it will now inform how you choose your friends. You will say, these friends, my destiny and my future is better than this friendship. So that can actually help you to say, no, I'm sorry. We can't do this. So one of the things you can do is to actually be upfront. Be upfront. I've given the first one. The first one is to love yourself and to have a vision of your future. When you keep reminding yourself of where you are going to, there are some things you don't want to do because you don't. It's like remember your best clothes. Let's say you have a white that you really love. Remember your best clothes. You now used to treat that your best clothes. You don't drop it where you keep every other clothes because you have an understanding that this clothes is my best clothes. I cannot treat it the way I treat other clothes. You probably hang it, iron it, add perfume. You treat it in a different way. So you need to treat your future like that, that it is special. So you need to have that until you, in fact, when I see people who choose wrong friendship over their own destiny, is because they don't have an understanding of who they are. They don't have an understanding of the big dreams and the vision that is attached to their life. So this one is the very, 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 very foundation. So think of your future. This friendship, what will it do to me in the nearest future? This friend that is inviting you to look at Donald Trump. You know that the issues, all the things they went to bring up against Donald Trump were things he did many, 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 many years back when he was a young boy and a teenager. What if at that time he was wiser and he chose the right things? Now, those things he did 30, 20 years ago, or even 40 years ago, they are affecting him now. So ask yourself, this party you're going to, this post you want to post on social media, Will they come and extract it later in the future and say, ah, you that you say you want to become the president? Is this what they, you understand? So this is like I can't overflog it. When this is there, it is easy. The second point is look for new friends, join fellowship. For example, now I spoke about joining communities. You cannot join communities and not make new friends. You know, there are some communities you join, they challenge you. You be like, ah, now play I don't they play. When you see what your mates or even those that are younger than you are doing, you be like, ah, I've been wasting my life. Oh, you will not even have time for those unserious friends again because you have new set of people that are challenging you towards greatness. So that's why it is good to join community. So join your fellowship, join a working team. Mind you, the church is an hospital. Everybody in the church, the fact that person is in the church does not mean the person is a good friend for you, because the church is like an hospital and some people are still undergoing treatment. So the fact that a person is in church does not mean that you should just embrace. If you are not seeing the fruit of the Holy Spirit in them, they are still growing. Let them be. Yes, let them be. So somebody said the church is an hospital. Some people are not responding to treatment. You see, some people they come to church and they still go after church to go and do the wrong things. When you see that, just know that this is not it. So find the right friends in the church, but make sure that you are making friends with people that are also matured, not the ones that will drag you into the mud. So these two major things are ways to cut off. And then when if it comes to it, I remember I saw, man, this is the last thing I'll say on this. I remember my mom, she told me of a friend that she used to have, and that her friend has put her in so many trouble. But then this friend is now wanting to advise her that they should be visiting you know, like visiting what's that word, like doing the wrong things. I mean, like, this is this. She had to tell that I'm sorry, I'm not doing this one. At this point, it seems that our values does not. We don't hate them. My mom does not hate them. In fact, we even our daughters went to the same school, but I'm not even sure we did not really interact, even though we're in the same school. That's because I knew what my mom had told me, and I don't hate them. In fact, I love them. I wish them well. I think a few times when I remember them, I pray for them. But friendship, no, no. So it's okay to actually tell a person that you don't want to be interacting with them as much as before again, because there are certain things you do. Tell them you love them, tell them you pray for them. It's okay. This may not be the case in every situation. You don't have to do this all the time. Lord, the church is like another. Yes. So you don't have to tell everybody, But there are some people that God can actually lead you to be explicit with them. For example, that person that said the boy is disturbing her, be upfront with the guy. In that situation, you need to be upfront. Tell him, bros, this has to stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to escalate this. Be upfront. There are some people that you don't even need to, you just stay away. If they are going to the right, take the left. If they are going to the left, take the right. So avoid contact with them and gradually stay away. But there are some that you'll be upfront that no, I'm not doing. No, I'm not going. No, it is over. Yeah. So that's it.
Wow. See, personally, I've gained so much. Like light bulb have exploded in my mind, in my brain. Thank you so much, Mrs. Joan. I really
No problem.
appreciate the powerful insight you shared with us this night. I really appreciate this. I did not take it for granted. And please, I know you have appreciated her before. Please, can you appreciate her again? She has a lot doing, okay, and she still come on this show this night to just share wisdom with us. So can you please help me appreciate Miss Joan for this for coming, for the impact she has just for the knowledge she has shared with us this evening. Help me appreciate her. I'll be expecting your clap, innovation, your fire and everything. I'll be expecting it. Okay, I'll bring it on the screen as I am seeing them. So thank you very much, man. So please, how can they connect with you online and with the book? You said strategic positioning for relationship. How can they get it? Like, is it a link that they can get it from or something? Let me know how they can get it and how they can connect
Okay.
with you online and your YouTube channel too.
Okay, so my name is Joan Anolua. Just Joan Anolua. That's my name on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. So everywhere, I'm the only Joan Anolua. Even my website is www.joananolua.com. So for the book, yes, it's on Seller. It's on Seller. So you can get it on Seller. I also have some free. I have some free books, but this strategic positioning is not free. Well, I have free ones. My YouTube channel, of course, is free, and there are amazing resources. When I put videos out, people send me messages thanking me, and also please watch the videos too. It will be good for you. So it's Joan Anolua everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, just search for Joan. See my face. That's me. This is my studio. This is where I do my videos. Yeah.
I'll share them the link on the group. We have a group where everybody. So I'll share them the link to your social media account and seller too. So I'll
Thank
share it with them. So they are appreciating you. We appreciate you a
thank
lot.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate your time with us this
Thank
night.
you for
Okay.
having me.
I really appreciate. God bless you, ma. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah. So I'll join you soon. Okay. In the next few minutes. Let me just round up the session. Okay. So thank you for joining tonight. I'm sure you have learned a lot from this session by Mrs. Joan Ologundudu. Like it was explosive. She talked about GMASON and an acronym for how you can build purposeful relationship. Okay, and I'm sure you have learned a lot from this session. The replay will still be available here, so do well to find time to watch again to just learn new things. She shared a lot of story that are insightful that you can gain a lot from. Okay, please come back and watch it. And beyond the hearing, okay, you must apply. The goal of knowledge is not just to know, is to apply. The proof that you know is seen in what you do. So from now on, cut off from wrong relationship, find strategic ways to connect with people online, build purposeful relationship with people, both online and offline, okay? Because it has a way of improving your life and helping you as you go towards the journey of destiny, okay? So thank you for joining tonight. Tomorrow will be another impactful session, the final session of Life Upgrade, day 5. And we'll be having Joseph Ugu to talk to us about how to build our financial life, okay? Like financial intelligence. You'll be learning how to make, manage, and multiply money. And I'm sure most of us like money here, okay? We actually need money to do a lot of things, okay? So you'll be learning how you cannot just make money, how to what? Manage it, and how to grow it, how to invest it, okay? Tomorrow is going to be a powerful session. Don't miss it, all right? So invite someone, tell someone about the Life Upgrade, and they shouldn't miss tomorrow final session. Thank you all once again for joining tonight. Till we see you tomorrow, do have a great night rest, and bye-bye.